Hello guys, welcome back to the Brutally Investor channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. In this episode, we're going to talk about a project that was recently recommended to me by one of my subscribers called Kin. So, what is Kin? Kin is basically a cryptocurrency used as a money within a digital ecosystem of consumer applications and services, right? So, it is basically a cryptocurrency for an application, a mobile application to be specific, and it kind of creates its own digital ecosystem and can be used for payments within the app and many other applications within the app. It was initially launched as an ERC20 token on the Ethereum blockchain and was designed to be the main currency in the Kik Messenger ecosystem. So again, if you guys are not familiar, the Kik Messenger was had an intention to create its own token, and Kin was initially created as an ERC20 token on the Ethereum blockchain that was designed to act as one of the main currencies or the main currency in the Kik Messenger app. Kik had initially launched a rewards point system, not a cryptocurrency, called Kik Points that ended in 2017. Kin is short for kinship, since its aim was to strengthen ties within the Kik community. Kik raised around $100 million in the Kin initial coin offering ICO in September 2017. In September 2019, Kik said that it would be shutting down its messaging app in order to fight an ongoing lawsuit with the US SEC over whether the Kin ICO sold unregistered securities. In October 2019, Media Lab bought Kik Messenger with the goal of preserving Kin. So basically, it's a short summary that you can find from CoinMarketCap, and this basically explains the brief history of the Kin token and Kik, which was a messenger app that initially planned to use Kin as its own ecosystem based token, where people can use it to transact value, and it's also a short version of kinship, where its main aim was to develop friendships within the application, right? So again, a short history from CoinMarketCap. You can read through it if you want on CoinMarketCap. You can search for the Kin token and read through this. So when we go to the Kin website itself, which is kin.org, you can see that it has a pretty cool website, and they're basically stating that money for the digital world, a new way to engage, grow, and monetize your digital community, the ultimate win-win, right? So they aim to have this, their own ecosystem in a digitalized community, where they plan to use this token, or they aim that people would use this token as a means of interacting with each other and would monetize their contents, right? So if you look at their selling features, Engage Kin enables the free and instant transfer of value between users, no matter how small the amount. This lets users give something more meaningful than a like, making your app even more fun and engaging, right? So there's this saying, on Facebook that many people use: if I had every like for, if I had a dollar for every single like that I got in my profile, I'd probably be, having $1,000 or even $10,000 or something like that, right? So they have like Kin is basically like going to be used as a token, where you can, instead of just liking and commenting, you can kind of use Kin in order to tip someone, or to interact with one of your favorite content creators on their app, right? So it's basically to make people engage in the app, and to transfer value between people through a fun and easy and quick way. And that's something that they plan to do with this token. Grow, there is an entire ecosystem of apps that use Kin. You get new users coming to your app from across the ecosystem, and get paid when your users go out and do the same. So again, you can use kin token to grow your channel, and since everyone in this app or ecosystem will be using kin, you can get paid in multiple different ways when people participate or interact with your content, or when you interact with their content, and so on and so forth, right? So that's a pretty cool mechanism that they have. Monetize, kin is a cryptocurrency with only so much of it. Kin becomes more valuable as more people spend it. That's why you get paid when your users spend kin, letting you make money while also improving user experience, right? So since kin is a cryptocurrency, um, it's associated with a specific value, and as more people start using it, and as more people start spending it or holding it, and and start interacting with the platform more, kin token itself becomes more and more valuable, and you get paid to spend you get paid to use kin, and also you can use or spend kin while you're interacting with several of their features as well, right? And they have some examples at the bottom that you can clearly see, where if you create an account, you get a small kin balance or something like that, and then when you watch some videos, you kind of get some kin, or you could tip some kin to some of your favorite content creators, and so on and so forth, right? So the ultimate win-win. Kin is built, grown, and governed by us, the developers who are part of the ecosystem. We are a diverse group ranging from small startups to billion-dollar apps. We have the scars of building the platforms that change their minds, and we have resisted the temptation to turn our users into the product. We build kin to change the game. We build kin to create a more fair digital world, right? So if you use Facebook or Twitter, when you start interacting with your Facebook account or Twitter account, you basically are just using the platform while the platform is showing you ads and trying to sell you things in the background without even you realizing it, right? In that case, only Facebook or Twitter is basically winning, where they are trying to sell products to you, and they're taking a cut of the advertisers, or they're taking the full advertisers payment, whereas you, who's being the product of this ecosystem, are being sold things that you may or may not need, right? So you may think that these are free platforms, but in reality, they are basically seeing you as a product and not as a business partner, or some kind of an agreement where if you see an ad, you get a small cut of the fee, right? They don't have something like that, and that's why if you see apps like Brave browser and several other apps are being much more popular, because they give you not only the option to choose which ads you want to see, but also to see and also to get paid a small portion of the advertising revenue for your attention, right? Similarly, Kin aims to build this cool app, which is going to be a competitor for Facebook and Twitter, where people get shown so many ads, and sometimes they track people, or in most of the times they track people in a very aggressive way, right? But Kin aims to be this friendly platform that people can interact with. You can choose to monetize, and also you get to use the app in a much more creative way. And it's basically a fun and cool app that you can use to monetize your content, or interact with people and give them some kin tokens, which is also considered as a valuable asset within this community, right? So that's pretty much the overview of what Kin has to offer. Build with Kin. Getting started with Kin is easy. Getting a whole new way to engage your users while creating real value and revenue is awesome. To see how it works, check out our documentation. So basically, they have a program where they are encouraging developers to build on their platform, and I believe that as this ecosystem starts growing, more and more developers may want to use this application in order to attract a very niche group of audience, right? Experience Skin, so you can obviously I don't know if the if you're interested in downloading the app, you can download it, but I don't think it's available in all the countries based on what I was doing, based on what I understood from my research. But I believe that the app should be available to all countries, and if you don't, then you can wait, but you can also do some research and understand what this project is before you try to participate, right? So our progress monthly active spenders, MAS, is basically they have a pretty high monthly active spenders, and you can clearly see that there's also been a decent amount of increase in from Jan 2020 to April to May 2020, and it's had this slight dip, and then it's going up, and then now it's having a pronounced dip, and I think in Feb it had this mild bump, and again you can clearly see that although the popularity of this app is not really that much, there is a small niche group of people who are still interested in using this platform, and as more and more people get exposed to this platform, the monthly active spenders would only continue to increase, right? So that's pretty cool. Our ecosystem is growing, developers are joining, users are adopting, and value is being created. This is what happens when there is a way to win together. So pretty neat statement there. By app, you can clearly see the monthly active spenders by app usage, and also you can read about what the founder himself has to say about this project, and how he aims to how they aim to create a new form of value creation by integrating some kind of like a social media based app, right? So that's a pretty cool website, and if you want to read through their website and do some more research, feel free to go to their website kin.org. You can get an idea of what kind of apps that are being built, and there's also categories for Android and iOS, and you can choose between gaming and education. Let's choose gaming. You can see there's so many other apps that are available for gaming, and there's multiple other genres. So if you want to have a look at each and every one in detail, you can go and have a look on their website. Have some pretty cool games, and there's a lot of games to choose from. So yeah, basically that's that. And you can also find information about their team and their MyKin wallet, which is something that you may need if in case you are planning to buy a large amount of kin. And you can look at their blogs to understand how much progress they're making. You can also look at the community and the branding and so on and so forth, right? So again, overall, this project aims to be this value creation. This token aims to be the value creation token for the kin ecosystem, and it's basically making sure that people are able to get the value that they deserve by using platforms where they can choose to monetize their content, interact with people, tip people the kin token, or receive kin token for active participation in this ecosystem, and therefore ensure that everyone participates, and everyone's value is recognized, right? So that's pretty much the overview of the kin token and the project itself. Now if you look at the ranking page on CoinMarketCap, you can see that it's 182nd ranked token by market cap on CoinMarketCap. And if you see, the token is it's 0.00008590, which is basically like way lower than like even 1 cent, right? So it's a pretty, like, price wise, it's a pretty cheap token, which also begs the question, what would be the what's the reason for this token to be so, like, less than even a cent value, right? If you see, its maximum supply is about 10 trillion tokens. So that's like a pretty huge supply, right? I believe that this supply is in a way kind of justified because of the fact that you can pretty much use kin in a very versatile way within the ecosystem. Although, like, it is kind of like in a way ironic that they say that you can transfer value, and the token itself is pretty low value in dollar terms, right? I'm pretty sure that this token is probably less than one Satoshi value when it comes to Bitcoin comparative. But regardless of that, you can see that the token supply is so huge that there needs to be like very high, or they're kind of betting on people like using this platform very frequently, and this platform becoming much more of a popular platform to justify the max supply, right? And the max supply being 10 trillion only means that when more and more people participate, then the price of kin would start making sense at the time, right? Since now no one is pretty much talking about kin in a day-to-day basis, or it's not as popular as at this stage at least. So the token value is kind of like significantly lower, right? And if you see the circulating supply, it's only it's like 1.5 trillion tokens are in circulation, which is 15% of the max supply. And also, if you take the discrepancy, you can kind of see that once more and more tokens are being injected into the market, that kind of definitely will have a price issue, causing the price to maybe even go lower or even crash at some point, right? But you can clearly see that the price of this token has pretty much gone up to 13.02% in the past 24 hours, which is pretty cool. It seems like people are starting to wake up and use this protocol, right? Because there's no way this token can have a max supply of 100 million or even 500 million or even 1 billion, because the basic fundamental use case of this token is to be used as a casual means of transfer of value, or to tip people, or to just use it as a mild token which people can easily interact with less transaction fees and all that. So if they have a very strict a very commonplace max supply of 100 million tokens, then no one is going to be able to interact with this, because as the token is as the platform itself is not popular as of now, people will not be willing to buy a token or like tip $1,000 or $100 worth of this token because its value is quite high. But since at the early stages there needs to be some form of this incentive for people to participate with such a cheap value, this max supply kind of makes sense, if you know what I mean. Because basically, to sum it up, what I'm trying to say is, if this token doesn't have the max supply that it's currently that's currently advertised to have on CoinMarketCap, which is 10 trillion tokens, this token would not even succeed. There's no point of this token even being adopted by anyone, right? So it is in a way good to have such a high max supply in order to attract people, but at the same time it needs to consistently have a very predictable growth in order for this supply to make sense, right? So if you don't understand that, it's totally fine. You would have to participate more actively in this platform in order to accumulate any form of value. That's what I'm trying to say, right? But anyway, that's that aside, which is basically something that we have to cover in detail, because supply is definitely something that will affect whether a token is worth holding long term or short term, right? I personally look for tokens that only have limited supply, or it's scarce in such a way that it stores value and it stores it long term, right? If I hold a token that only has like maybe like 80,000 or 1 million or even 10 million max supply, I'm holding something that no one else may hold, right? Or if I get in early, then I'm holding something that will guaranteed appreciate in price. But when it comes to kin token, the tokenomics is completely different, because they're trying to create this active ecosystem which will incentivize participation, and therefore they have to have such a max supply, right? But if you feel like this max supply is too high for you, again, I wouldn't really I wouldn't really suggest that you look at the max supply for this token and stop thinking about investing in this token. The reason is you'd have to do your own research and identify what this project is aiming to do, right? Why the max supply is even justified in this case, right? So for that, I would suggest you to go to their website and read through their documents, and probably you'd understand why they chose such a high max supply. But apart from that, if you look at the market cap, it is $125 million in market cap. So it's a pretty less well known project, and the market cap is also like in the mid ranges, early mid ranges. So therefore this token does have incredible upside potential, and also if you look at the existing accounts or existing ecosystem that offers social media and videos, or any form of platform that offers social media. If you take Twitter or Facebook, or even less well known such as Rumble, which is a video platform, you can see that this project is trying to compete with some of the big social media giants, right? So even if this token managed to capture a half of or even a quarter of Facebook or Twitter's market cap, then this token will definitely the price of this token will do wonders for its early investors, right? And if more and more people start identifying the potential benefits of using an ecosystem like Kin, then they would definitely start investing, and the price appreciation would be pretty quick and tremendous, right? So overall, I feel like if this project does get a lot of attraction, this price point will not really matter, and this total maximum supply would not matter, because its only potential is to go upside, right? So that's that. And if you look at the charts, you can clearly see that the token did have a huge spike early on in its in its infancy, and if you see, it kind of reached $0.001, which is basically despite being still less than 1 cent, it came very close to being a 1 cent range, or even half of a cent value, and then it kind of crashed immediately, right? So that's basically like an indication that it had a huge price manipulation, right? Which although it was concerning, it's probably was concerning at the time, its price kind of like stabilized, and it pretty much remained unnoticed until the recent last year's DeFi boom that kind of saw a spike in this particular token, and it's continuing to go up, although it is nowhere near its previous all-time highs, right? Which shows that this token has a lot of room to grow, and it has incredibly high upward potential, because there's really like not a lot of projects that are competing with Kin at the moment, and if it can do what it aims to do, it will definitely go up, right? So I believe that is something that will be a very good point if you are planning to invest in this token. If you look at the market page, you can clearly see that it's not available in a lot of high tier exchanges, right? Mid to high tier exchanges. It's available in Gay.io, Bithumb, and HitBTC, which is also sometimes people do recommend buying tokens from these exchanges. I personally don't think these exchanges are reputable, but since there's not a lot of options left, maybe Gay.io would be the potential location to find this token, right? But overall, I believe that as more and more mid-tier exchanges start listing this, not only would the price point start increasing, the market cap would also drastically increase, because as more and more people start noticing this app and this ecosystem and how much versatile it is, there's going to be a lot of adoption, right? So again, if you guys feel like this token has strong fundamental potential to grow and become this uh, big decentralized social media platform, then again, feel free to open a gay.io account and investing in this token. Since it's very cheap, you can pretty much grab a huge bag for even like $1,000 or something like that. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much going to be the case, because there's not a lot of other exchanges that have listed this token, right? Again, overall, it may seem like this token, with with all of its high maximum supply, this very low price point, and with its difficulty in finding it in reputed or even reputed or decent mid-cap exchanges, I know that this token may not be for everyone, which is totally fine, because it's an app-based token, and it tries to grow along with the application itself, right? But if you ask me, I feel like there is some form of optimism for this token, right? I'm not going to say that, I'm not going to recommend anyone to buy this token. Even myself, I'm trying to see what kind of short to long term potential this token or this ecosystem has, because the token's success directly depends on how well people are using this app or this ecosystem, right? The kin ecosystem. If not a lot of people know or are planning to use this kin ecosystem or app, then the token is pretty much worthless, right? But based on the recent interest that we are seeing from this chart right now, we can clearly see that the interest is starting to build up, right? Since 2018 September, like there's pretty much not been any activity. The line has been pretty flat, but you can clearly see that since last year October 2020, the interest has been starting to pick up, and it seems like if you zoom in, you can clearly see that the direction seems to be like in the upside, right? Again, it may take a whole long time for this token to even reach at least a quarter of its all-time highs in the 2018 or 2017 bull run. But there is a long way to go, and I believe that this token needs to definitely this token definitely has a potential upward trend coming for it, right? But again, as I said, it depends totally on how the ecosystem works. If the ecosystem fails, then the token fails. So I would personally consider this as a high risk investment. You can check out the apps yourself and see how whether you like it or not, and then decide whether you want to invest in this token. Again, please don't consider anything in this video as financial advice, because I'm not a financial advisor. And remember guys, you guys are not regular investors, you guys are brutal investors, so stay brutal. Thank you very much for watching my video guys. If you like my video, please click the like button and subscribe for more videos. See you in my next video. Bye.